it's Shawnee. Welcome back. Did you miss me? You missed me! I haven't done a video all week, right? Y'all, I've been resting because I was feeling a little like under the weather, and I refuse to not be at my 125% for Kelly Clarkson. So I was just resting, taking it easy, blah blah blah, and then I started packing, and yeah, time got away from me. But I could not go on my trip without doing a getting ready with me. I didn't do it because you're missing your news, right? We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm also probably gonna turn this fan on because it's only 8 o'clock in the morning and it's hot. And I know, I'm going to Vegas where it's gonna be hot also. And people keep saying it's a dry heat. Girl, it's still hot, okay? But before I turn that on, I do want to get to the serious stuff, which is to say rest in peace to Sinead O'Connor. Whenever I think of Sinead, I think of her song, Nothing Compares, Nothing Compares. I just love that song so much. It seems like a lot of iconic people, musicians, are passing away like the past couple of years. I think these are folks that many of us have enjoyed throughout our younger years, teen years, older age. And so it's kind of like, it's like really sad, you know, it's like an end of an era, to use a too often used colloquialism. So just wanted to put that out there. I'm sure a few of you are also feeling the same way. So R.I.P. to Sinead. So let's move on and talk about some other things. I'm going to turn on this fan because it's hot. What was I going to say? Okay. I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to talk about the thing that we're all thinking about. Before we do that, have you ever seen In Living Color? Do you remember that show? Remember Bonita Betrayal? She was a lady who would be leaning out her window or like on the bus stop bench, and she had the rollers in her hair and she knew all of the city's business. That's how I feel right now. And her like catchphrases were things like, but I ain't one to gossip. You ain't heard it from me. That's what I'm gonna tell you throughout this whole video. I ain't one to gossip, but you ain't heard it from me. Okay, but get your coffee, get your snacks. Let's just jump right in with Miss Carlithia Russell. Have you heard of her? Child, let me tell you a little bit about Miss Carlithia, allegedly. She is a 25-year-old gorgeous young black woman. Like, all her pictures, she's super cute. And she's like in nursing school. Shout out to nurses, okay? Listen, I have asked nurses to save my life, and that is what they have done. So shout out to nurses. And she was like working at a spa. You know, she had a little cute little life, driving a little Mercedes Benz, which is nice as a 25-year-old. Child, I was driving my mom's old car that she got from my brother's ex-girlfriend that had like 2 different tones on it. Like it was green, first of all, and like a real green, okay? And then they were supposed to repaint a part, so there was like a tan like strip. And then my effing roommate had broke the side mirror. So that was broke. And like this car could only go up and down the 405 so many times. And I had gone to get the mirror fixed. Because in LA, you just go like down the street, somebody could fix your mirror. And that's what the problem was, because I went down the street to get somebody to fix my mirror. I told you the car is green. I go about and have my little life, and I come back to get my car. Why do they have a red mirror on my green car? I lost it. I was like, if you do not take that off of my car inmediatamente. Take it off immediately. Child, I was so through. I was like, how you gonna do? You want me? I'm already driving around in this crazy car. Thank you, Jesus, for the car. And you want me to look like even more of a fool with this red mirror on this green car, and I'm going to this school where my sweet mate walked in and her parents just went and bought her a car the first day of school. I'm not getting this car until junior year. I gotta pay for it. It's like older than me. Like you're not gonna have me looking like this, okay? So they were like, you want us to put the broken mirror back on there? Put the broken mirror back on there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Carlithia, also known as Carly. Child, so the other day, she calls the police. She's like driving home and she sees a little baby on the side of the road. Not a baby, but like a toddler, a 2-year-old. Black people call people babies into their 30s. So a little toddler, and she calls the police and she's like, there's a toddler on the road. This is like exactly how she's saying it. There's a little boy on the road, the side of the road. And the dispatcher is like asking questions. She's like, yeah, I think he's white. He has on like a diaper and like a white tank top. I mean, I don't know. If I saw a little baby at the side of the road, I might be a little bit more worked up. But this is alleged. I am using the Nearly Natural palette from Glaminatrix. So she hangs up with the 911 dispatcher operator person, and she calls, supposedly, allegedly, her brother's girlfriend. I guess they're cool or whatever. And so she's on the phone with the brother's girlfriend, and she's telling her, telling girlfriend that, you know, she sees this little baby on the side of the road, and girlfriend hears her say, "Are you okay?" Then all of a sudden, she hears Carlithia scream, and then nothing. She don't hear nothing on the phone. So, did I mention Carlithia is black, little toddler is white? So, they call the police. They call the police because they're like, something just happened. Our sister, like, daughter, cousin, whatever, like, she was calling, and then we heard her scream, and the phone hung up, and blah, blah, blah. You have to go see what's happening. So the police go, because they were on their way to find a little baby. The police go, and they find Carly's Mercedes-Benz at the side of the road. It's still running. Hazards are on. Her phone, her Apple Watch, her wallet and purse or whatever are found. And her wig was also like at the side of the road. No, there's no sign of Carlithia, and there is no sign of the little lost baby. So everybody gets involved because it's like, WTF, how did this woman just disappear off the side of the road? Who's missing a baby? Like, we need to get this together. So like state police comes in, like the local police. There's a woman, I don't necessarily want to say her name but there's a woman whose daughter was actually taken and harmed and everything, and she comes out to help with the search. The FBI, the CIA, all the IAs and Bs, and just everybody is searching for Carlithia, because it's like, where has this gorgeous nursing student who seems to be like doing well for herself in life, you know, she's working hard, she's going into this really difficult medical field, like all this stuff, like where's she gonna go? Where's she go at? So her parents are on like all these shows, like, please, if you have our daughter, like, please bring her back, and Carlithia, if you're listening, you know, we're here for you, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, the keyboard warriors start investigating, right? Because apparently, behind a keyboard, everybody is an expert. And people are like, where's she at for real? And why don't we see a baby nowhere? Nobody has like said there's a missing baby or missing toddler. And like, is this like a human, you know, trafficking sort of thing? Is this a joke, a hoax, or whatever? Is this giving like Sherry Papini vibes? Y'all remember Sherry Papini, the woman who was running and she supposedly was kidnapped by 2 Hispanic women, and then it comes to find out she was actually in her ex-boyfriend's house. She like cut her hair, branded herself, lost a whole bunch of weight, and then reappears 3 weeks later with some chains on her hands talking about these Hispanic women kidnapped her. Come to find out it was a whole hoax. Child, you have to watch that FBI interrogation because you have to see her husband's reaction when they tell Miss Sherry right to her face that you's a liar. Anyway, back to Carly. So everybody's like, WTF, where's she at? Then 49 hours later, Carly walks up to her parents' house, knocks on the door, and is like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, oh my God, she's home. And they call the police and they're like, she's breathing, but she's not responding. So they go, they take her to the hospital, and they come out with a statement, like the law enforcement people, and they're like, Carly has returned home. She's being checked at the hospital. We'll give you updates as soon as we can. We haven't found no baby. But then they start releasing stuff. Girl, so they said that this woman, she stole a robe from the spa she works at. She stole a robe. I think she was trying to steal cash, but she definitely got the robe. You know, those spa robes are nice. And she had gone to get some food for her and her mom. And then, but before she went on home, she went to Target. And she got a roll of toilet paper, some Cheez-Its, and some granola. Just like little snacks. So everybody's like, that's weird. That stuff wasn't in the car when they found her, or when they found her car. That stuff wasn't in the car. So they're like, Carly, you know, what's happening? Like, what happened to you, girl? So she said that she was looking for the baby, and some man came out to check on the baby and grabbed her and like dragged her over a fence, put her in a car, and then drove that car to an 18-wheeler, put her in the 18-wheeler, like put something over her eyes so she couldn't see, but they didn't put anything on her hands because they didn't want to leave a mark. And they made her undress and they took pictures of her body, but they didn't do anything else. And that they fed her cheese crackers, and there was a woman there, and the woman was playing with her hair. I guess her braided down hair that you know, the wig was on top of. And when she was trying to describe the people, she was like, I couldn't see the woman because, you know, she had the eye mask on. But the guy who kidnapped me, he was like a tall guy. He's balding and he has orange hair. So he's Chucky. So they're like, okay. Like, but how you get... Oh, she said she escaped from the car. But then they brought her back. They caught her. And then she tried to escape again from the 18-wheeler. So everybody's like, okay, Carly, like, let's give you some time to rest, girl, because we need you to get your story together. And the news people, they keep coming and telling the stories. Then they start to tell us a little bit more. They start to tell us what they already knew from jump. They start to tell us what she Googled. If you are going to commit any sort of crime, do not Google anything. Don't Google. That's where y'all be getting in trouble. Don't Google nothing. Child, let me tell you what she Googled. She Googled the movie Taken Do y'all remember that with Liam Neeson, where his daughter gets taken in like Italy or something, and he's like some sort of agent, and he's like, I will find you, to the guy, and the guy's like, good luck. Like, you have to go see that movie. So she Googles the movie Taken. Why you Google that, Carlithia? Why you Google that? And then she also Googles, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? How old do you have to be for an Amber Alert? And then she Googles like one-way ticket to Birmingham or Tennessee or something. I don't know. Those are some interesting searches, Carly. Like, my searches are like, how do you describe the color green? Is Vaseline a liquid? Can I put it in my carry-on? Like, those are my searches. I don't know what else y'all are searching. Those are my searches. Okay. So more and more is coming out, and people are like, that don't make no sense. And then she said that the guy gave her cheese crackers, but she had gone ahead and gotten some cheeses from Target. The other thing y'all don't be remembering is, like, there are cameras everywhere. Everywhere. If you went to Target or Walmart today, you're on camera. If you're sitting in your car, you're on camera. Hell, if you in your house, you're on camera. So I guess Carly wasn't thinking it. As a smart woman, but I guess she wasn't thinking about it. To me, that little knapsack of stuff she got, the granola, the Cheez-Its, and a roll of toilet paper, that's for, like, if you're going for a night in a, like, hotel, not even a hotel, probably a motel, where you just want to get away and just have a night to yourself. So you go ahead and you grab the 2-3-ply toilet paper and you get you some snacks to last the night. You might have thrown in a soda or something. That, to me, is what that sounds like. So, they can't find nothing. She has no bumps or bruises on her. She has like a little cut on your lip that I could probably do right now just by biting down on my lip real hard. So how is that when you were like dragged over a fence, you escaped once, you escaped twice, they like, how do you have no cuts and bruises? I can't walk down the stairs without bumping into something. So how is it that there's nothing else on you? Okay, girl, that don't make no sense. So recently, like the other day, it came out that homegirl was lying through all her teeth about this happening. There was no baby. There was no kidnapper. There was no dude with looking like Chucky. And nobody took her. We don't know where she was for that 49 hours. I think she was up in the woods somehow, eating her cheeses and granola and using that toilet paper when she needed to relieve herself. But this woman had us all looking like a fool. Like Carly. Why you do that, girl? Why did you do that? And let me tell you why a lot of people are worried, because I don't know if you know these stats and everything, but typically black and brown people, especially black women, do not get the same amount of news coverage and like resources when they go missing as white women. Like, I'm not just saying that. This is proven research by social scientists. There's this thing called white woman syndrome, where it's this idea of like young, attractive white women who go missing, like the world just gloms on and is like, we have to find them. But oftentimes, missing black and brown folks don't get the same amount of resources. I'm telling you, that's what the research shows. I'm not just making this up. And no, it doesn't apply blanketly across everyone and everything, but it's proven research. So this missing situation was really like important for a lot of folks within some of the BIPOC community, because it's like, oh, thankfully, you know, we're jumping on this fast. We got the FBI, we got the CIA, we got the NSA, we got like NASA, I don't know what else, but we got all the A's, right? And then it's a hoax. So people are like worried, like, girl, we've been fighting for this for so long, and now you done messed it up a little bit because now somebody else missing. Ain't nobody gonna be really like trying to be all helpful because you have us all looking the fool. We still don't know why she did it. Some people are saying she did it for a man, which, girl, we all do crazy stuff for a man, right? But I don't think any of us have gone out and kidnapped ourselves to get the attention of a man. That's taking it too far. So she had her like family and her boyfriend. They were ex-boyfriend now. They were going on social media like, oh, thank God, Carly's back. God answers prayers. She was fighting for her life. No, she wasn't. Carly was somewhere. She must have been at a hotel or in the woods. No, she had to be in a hotel because nothing was disturbed on her. And how'd she get back to the house? How'd she get back to the house? Did you take an Uber? Like, I don't even know, but you couldn't take an Uber because your phone was in the thing, was in the car. And people were going on and on about her wig. Because if you don't know nothing about black hair, I'm not going to go into it right now. But let me tell you, wigs are important, okay? So some people were like, oh, her wig is there? Oh, this is serious. And then some people were like, her wig is there? Nah, girl, it's a hoax. Because people were like, especially black women were like, I ain't going nowhere without my wig. You're going to have to take me and the wig. But like, it just was this thing that she made up in her head, didn't execute very well because you were only gone for 49 hours and your story didn't make no sense, allegedly. And she's just at home. But my thing is like, I went in with this shade and now I'm going in with this one. My thing is like, you have messed up your entire life. So her job fired her, as they should, because she stole from them for one, and she had all her coworkers like crying and nervous and scared for her, and somehow people were leaving bad reviews for the spa she worked at, which makes no sense. They didn't have nothing to do with this. They were a victim. And are they gonna kick her out of her nursing program? How you gonna get a job after this? It's not like you have like your name is unique, Carlithia Russell. Don't put that on a resume, girl. You need to change your name to Jane Doe, because when they see your name on any kind of resume, job application, they're gonna be like, oh, you the Carlithia Russell that the CIA was looking for? How we know you not gonna do something similar? That's my thing. Like, girl, hide for life, okay? Just like go away silently. I don't know. I don't know what you gonna do. You might have to move overseas. I really think that she should change her name because you can't be Carlithia anymore. You can't. God, that's all looking crazy because we up here posting stuff and praying to the Lord to find you and bring you back safely, and you over here in the woods with some Cheez-Its and granola and one roll of toilet paper talking about you was kidnapped by a Chucky doll. But that does lead me into telling you something serious. There is another black woman that has gone missing. Her name is Alicia Watts. That's A-L-L-I-S-H-A, and Watts, W-A-T-T-S. Now, this is a 39-year-old woman, and she's been missing since July 16th. Now, she went to, I believe it was Charlotte, North Carolina, to see her boyfriend of a year. I think people heard from her, like, on the last time they heard from her was the 16th. I believe that's correct. And there's no sign of her. And her family is like, this is not common. She's always in contact with us. She'll let us know where she is. You know, that kind of thing. Like, I'm very similar with my family. And we can't find her. They did find her car. and they found her boyfriend in the car unresponsive. They haven't said what that means. They haven't said like what happens next. It's like that's all the information we have. So if you do hear anything about that, you know, see something, say something, because this woman is like actually missing, and it's been a while now and there's no sign of her. They haven't said if anyone is a suspect. They haven't said if anyone is a person of interest. Her family is like broken right now and really, really scared. And so if anything, maybe Carly's shenanigans can bring light to other folks who are missing, who need resources. So, you know, if you're in that area or if you're not, just make sure that you're paying attention to things about Alicia Watts. That seamlessly leads me into another thing about the resources that are used for like finding folks and things like that. Basically, I'm talking about Crime Stoppers. Now, you know, you always hear like you can call Crime Stoppers for an anonymous tip and all this stuff, right? And like we'll help you and there might be a reward for you or whatever. So this couple, it's this young little couple. Child, they have 6 kids, the youngest of which is 6 months, the oldest is 7. Y'all been real busy. So they are out and about. I don't even know who's babysitting all them kids. They're out and about and they see this person that they notice as one of America's top 10 most wanted. I think he was number 1. Now, this asshat is someone that likes to pick up little kids and do horrendous things to them that will forever taunt them as trauma in their life. He had most recently picked up like a little boy and a little girl. I think they weren't any older than 9. I want to say they were more like 6 and 7. Picked them up, let the little boy go, but assaulted the young girl because he's a trash human being. So everybody was on the lookout, Bolo, for this guy, and this couple is like, they're driving and they see this guy at the bus stop because he's bold as like, I don't know, something bold, and they're like, is that him? And both of them are like, that is him. So they call 911 and they're like, we see whoever this, I don't care about his name. We see this dude, he's getting on the bus. We're trailing the bus to make sure like he stays on it or whatever. Like, y'all need to go ahead and come and get this man. And so the police are like, good job. They come and they like swarm the bus. They arrest this dirt wipe and take him on to prison where he needs to be. So then they find out, oh, there's like a little $5,000 reward from Crime Stoppers. They weren't thinking about that when they were, you know, calling in the people, because I don't even think they knew about it. What shimmers should I use? I don't even know what I'm wearing today. Let's use a couple of shimmers. So then they call Crime Stoppers and they're like, hey, we just found like America's Most Wanted, boo-boo. We'd really appreciate that $5,000. This could be a huge help to our family of 8. I don't know what they do. Maybe they don't need the money for financial support, but I would imagine $5,000 to a family of 8 is significant. Crime Stoppers was like, oh, boo-boo, you didn't call us. You called the police. So we can't give you the money. You only get it if you call Crime Stoppers. So what you're telling me is that because I chose to call 911 to quickly catch this predator that's right in front of me, because I called them instead of you, I wasn't following the rules? So you wanted me to look up Crime Stoppers dial that number, be put on hold, and then let you know, hey, so I'm behind this guy in the #1 most wanted man in America, and he's getting on this bus. You're gonna take down all that information. You're gonna go to your supervisor and let them know this is what we have. Then they're gonna wanna confirm it with you, and then you're gonna call 911. Listen, I cut out all 12 of the middlemen and I went straight to 911. That was a faster, quicker thing to do than going through y'all. And usually it's like call Crime Stoppers or the police. And apparently that's what they had first on their little social media, but then they went back and changed it, allegedly, to be, you have to call Crime Stoppers. Girl, Crime Stoppers was doubling down. They were like, no, that's not how it works. You have to call us first. So the internet is up in arms and people are like, Crime Stoppers, you need to give these people their money, which I totally agree. Y'all, even if y'all put that, like, that's a technicality. They just caught or helped you catch the most wanted person. Like, the most wanted person. And it's not like they called their cousin down the street. It's not like they called the news people. It's not even like they tweeted, well, I don't know if we tweeting anymore. It's not even like they put it all over their social media to be like, y'all, we see this dude. No. They immediately called 911. But Crime Stoppers, y'all so shady, allegedly, that you don't want to give these people that $5,000. They just saved an entire neighborhood and probably beyond from a child predator. That's what they did. And you are over here talking about, we can't give you that little $5,000 because you didn't call us first. Do you know what number is easier to remember? 911. I don't know what Crime Stoppers number is. Who knows what Crime Stoppers number? And you know what? If they had called Crime Stoppers first, they would be being dragged through the news. They would be being dragged by their hair because people would be like, why didn't you call 911 first? I would probably be one of those people. Like, why do you call Crime Stoppers? You're literally right behind the man. I ain't never. I was like, I cannot believe Crime Stoppers is being like this. Because usually what I'm used to seeing is like, call Crime Stoppers, call the police. Listen, call anybody that can like help you. Call some law enforcement person. Call the firehouse. Like, call somebody that can do something. Crime Stoppers can't do nothing. They're not law enforcement. I could be a Crime Stoppers operator, I think, and I can take those tips. So they told these people, no, we're not gonna give you that $5,000, girl. And the funny thing is, a spokesperson for the Crime Stoppers people, they were like, well, you know, they should have called us first, and then they should have called the police. I'm sorry. I'm not making 2 calls. Do you understand how serious this is? I'm not making 2 calls. I'm making 1. What was the wife supposed to be on 911 and the husband supposed to be with Crime Stoppers? No, that's ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking, well, if we bend the rules for one, we have to do it for everybody. I don't know what your problem is, but these people just help catch the most wanted person in America because he's a child predator and does janky, nasty, traumatic stuff to little children. And the people weren't even like focused on the money. They were just like, we found out there's an award, like we'd love it. So everybody's up in arms and Crime Stoppers is doubling down. They're like, you didn't do what we told you to do, so you ain't getting this money, girl. They also are not giving back the money that was donated for Carlithia Russell's kidnapping, disappearance. So everybody's up in arms like, y'all are shady as ever. We're not even gonna fool with Crime Stoppers no more. This is like bad PR. Give them people this money. Because it's also probably not a significant amount enough to like really do anything negative to Crime Stoppers. Like, this $5,000 is going to help this family more than it would hurt Crime Stoppers, right? So, because Crime Stoppers was like, nah, boo, you ain't getting this money, you're not getting it. So, this businessman in the area, he heard the story, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to do what Crime Stoppers should have done, and I'm going to give y'all $5,000. So he goes and he writes them a check, honey. He gives them a $5,000 thing. He gets, is it Disney or somebody to give them a trip, all this stuff. And the family is just so thankful. Like, they're the sweetest people because they weren't even kicking up a fuss. I'm kicking up more of a fuss than they are. I would have been like, Crime Stoppers, give me my money. But they were just like real sweet, you know, real nice, real gentle. So the guy, the business owner, was like, you're my heroes. You really did something for the community. I'm sorry that you're not being like told that or whatever, because everybody is like, if y'all were not on your P's and Q's, this man would still be out here. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't be remembering things like that. Like, eyewitness testimony is usually not great anyway, but I don't know that I could have been like, oh, that's the person from America's Most Wanted. I don't know that I would remember that, and these people did, and just to me, like, they did a huge service to the community. So I'm really glad that this man gave them that $5,000, but I still think it does not look good on Crime Stoppers' like side. It doesn't look good. I think that was the wrong thing to do. Maybe I'm just like in my feelings about who it is that they captured. So let me know what you think. I still think though that they should have given people their money. But Crime Stoppers is like, we said what we said. Speaking of money, apparently there's this guy, and I think it's in California, where he's been called like Mermaid Mike or something, where he's like a deep sea diver, and I guess you can pay him to like go look for stuff that maybe you've lost in like the ocean or something. Y'all people love to be going into the depths of the ocean. I'm not one of those people. I'm gonna stay on land, okay? I'm gonna stay right on land, and I'll say hi to you if and when you come back. So, Mermaid Mike gets a request from a family to find something at the bottom of the ocean. And he finds it. He finds it. It's a little, well, maybe it's not tiny, but he finds it, which is crazy. Do you know how hard that is? No wonder they call him Mermaid Mike. He's just like Ariel. He'd be going down to the bottom of the ocean and like find the stuff and bring it back and having his own little treasure, right? I don't know if it was like the real bottom, because I don't think you can swim down there without like equipment. So he returns it to the couple. Let me tell you what it is. It is a $9,500 wedding ring. First of all, I want to know why it wasn't just $10,000. Like, if you're going to spend $9,500, I don't need you to skimp on that last $500. Go ahead and bump it up to $10,000. Okay? Obviously, you don't love me if you're not going all the way to $10,000. Second of all, don't buy me no expensive ring like that. Girl, put that on, like, shift that money over for a down payment on the house, okay? Or, like, something else. Something else. But how and why did your not quite $10,000 ring fall into the ocean? So I'm like, WTF at the price. Maybe I am cheap, but that seems like a real expensive ring, okay? Sorry, that's just my reality. That seemed like a real expensive ring. And that's expensive in my reality. Maybe it's not for other people, but that's expensive. So, gonna find out, like, the lady was, like, in the ocean with her kids, and something was happening with one of the kids, so she was, like, grabbing the kid or something, and that's when her ring fell off. Which is fine. Your child is way more important than this ring. What I don't understand is why you had the ring on in the ocean. First of all, I think I would have, like, a fake ring in place of it. Like, I would leave the real ring in, like, a safety deposit box or, like, a safe or something, and just be walking around with the fake one, because that's a lot of money on your hand, and somebody's gonna snatch that ring or that finger. Take them both. It reminds me of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, when Kim Kardashian was swimming in the ocean and lost, like, her diamond earring or something. And then Courtney was like, Kim, there are people dying. Because it's like, girl, it's not that serious. You can go buy another one. But I don't think these people were, like, as, you know, narcissistic and oblivious. But I'm also like, I don't understand why you had that not quite $10,000 ring on your finger while you're in the ocean. That, like, thanks, Mermaid Mike. But that would be the first question I'm asking. Why was this on your hand while you were in the ocean? You're not in a pool where you could hopefully just dive down and find it. You're in a body of water. Why is your ring on? You wanted to lose that thing. You wanted to lose it. Maybe you wanted to get a little bit of insurance from it. But girl, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense to me. Maybe it makes sense to you, but that don't make no sense to me. No sense, girl. So this is the finished look. And in honor of my upcoming travel, I have 2 travel-related stories just to end on. So the first one is like, what? The first one is about this couple. They were going to renew their vows in Guatemala. So they were going from the US to Guatemala. And they take an Uber, everything's fine. Then they try to use their card for something and it gets declined. Keeps getting declined, keeps getting declined. And they're like, this is weird. Like, we know what we have in our account. You know how you know what you have in your account? And so they, like, look at their stuff, their bank account, and they see that it's, like, empty and overdrawn. And they're trying to figure out, like, what's happening? Come to find out, instead of the Uber charging $30 US, they charge $30,000. It's not funny. It's not funny. When I tell you. So they were, like, stranded with no money for a couple days, because you know how the banks are. They'll be like, oh, we know you live in Wisconsin, but did you buy a, like, box of new iPhones in New York? No. No. So they're trying to go back and forth with the bank, with the Uber folks, and each one is pointing the finger at the other. The bank's like, call Uber. Uber's like, call your bank. And these people are stranded with no money. Just paid a $30,000 tab for, like, a drive of 10 miles. So they were stranded. Everything seemed to have gotten figured out, and they were like, use your credit card on trips, especially internationally, because that's gonna make things easier. So let me know what you think. Do you prefer to use a credit card when you're traveling, or whatever, a debit card or something? Now the last one is very apropos for my upcoming trip. This lady was sitting fine in her seat on the plane. She was traveling solo. She got, like, cozy in her seat, you know, by the window, just kind of leaned her head against it, you know, just feeling good. And then someone's like, excuse me, hi. So I'm traveling with my family, and is it okay if you like move because we just all want to sit together? Like we have a seat right here in the back by the bathroom. So would that be okay? And homegirl was like, no. Child, she said no. Now, we all know that the supposed expected etiquette is that you get up and you let people sit with their family. But here's the thing. She's like, I paid for this seat and I paid for this exact seat because I wanted to sit against the window because I get a little anxious and I like to be able to stare out the window. And so this is the seat I paid for and this is the seat I'm going to sit in. She probably didn't say it like that. And so the family got mad and they went and sat in their separate seats or whatever. So I don't know if you've been in that situation before, but I definitely have. And usually I move. I'm like, now this woman has emboldened me and I might not move, y'all, because you can go on and you can select your seats nowadays. And that's what you do, right? Like before you just had to like grab a seat. No, before you had assigned seats, right? You had assigned seats. Now you can like pick your seat and like, I expect, maybe I'm wrong, if you're a family, you're gonna try to pick them all together or call the airline or something. Just try to get yourself together, right? Homegirl was like, no, Susan, not gonna happen. This is my seat. Have a great flight. So the interwebs, you know, like everybody's over here on Obama's internet, like either supporting her or not. Some people are like, oh my God, that's so rude. You should let the family sit together. And other people are like, goodbye. Like you should have bought your seats together. I don't know which way. I don't know. Like I really understand homegirl's stance. Like this is the seat I bought and I feel like she has a reason, right? I mean, you can sit wherever you want to for whatever reason you want to, but it feels like she really thought out where she wanted to sit. She has no obligation to get up and give somebody else her seat. Cause what if the other seat is like in the back by the toilets? What if it's back there? What if it's over a wing and you don't want to be over a wing? What if it's in the very front where you don't have as much leg space or you can't put your bag under the seat? Like, I don't know about you, but if I'm in the aisle seat, if I'm on the right aisle seat, like sometimes I'll just like lean over and I've got bopped with the cart several times. So I know I try to plan where I'm gonna sit. So if I tilt or lean or something, I'm not gonna get bopped by the thing. Cause let me tell you, it's happened several times. I don't know why they don't give any kind of warning. Anyway, back to the lady. So yeah, she didn't get up and the family was mad and they had to go sit wherever they were supposed to sit. Let me know what you think, cause I feel like most of us would get up and be like, oh sure, even if that really was a seat you really wanted. But I think now I'm gonna be like, no, this is the one I paid for. What y'all think? Anyway, this was long, girl, but I had to give y'all something since I'm gonna be away for a few days. I'm debating if I'll take my camera or just like record on my phone. I'm not sure. I just really want to spend time with my family. I'm so excited. I haven't seen my family in like almost a year. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Kelly. I'm so excited for Kelly Clarkson, and my niece has been like listening to Kelly. Like we're getting on the same page because you know she doesn't know all of Kelly's songs. So I was like, you gotta listen to it so that when we go to the concert we can just, you know, jam out together, girl. So she has been listening this past week. I really feel like she should have dedicated a month. But she's been listening this past week, and even the other day I was talking to her on the phone and she just like casually started singing Since You've Been Gone. I was like, yeah, she's getting in your head. Okay. I might have to film me getting ready for Kelly. I might have to film it. Do you want me to film it? Do you want me to film it? I'm so excited. I'm so effing excited. You know what I need to do? I need to make sure all of her songs are downloaded on my phone so that in the plane I can just play it I can get all the lyrics right, to make sure that, you know, I'm not looking like a fool not knowing her songs when I get there. That's what I'm gonna do. That needs to go on my like to-do list for, you know, like the last sort of toiletries and stuff. Make sure Kelly is downloaded. Anyways, I'm so excited. I don't know what that was, but I'm so excited. Okay, I cannot wait to just scream. Okay, I'm just gonna be screaming. Don't be surprised. There will probably be video from my niece's phone that she will upload to social media. Anyways, y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What? Okay. Let me know what you think about these news stories. Like I just came back, right? Hopefully some of this was helpful. If not helpful, hopefully some of it was entertaining. And I also hope that you are taking care of yourself. Drink that water, y'all. Stay hydrated because it is hot out here, right? And make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment. I mean, my birthday is in a couple of days, so go ahead and say happy early birthday, because I don't know if I'll have a video for Saturday. Wish me luck going to the Kelly Clarkson concert. I really need to stop. I don't want to jinx it, okay? We're not going to talk about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you